If your supplement cabinet looks like a CVS aisle, you're getting scammed. Today, I am breaking down the top 5 worst supplement scams of 2026. And if you're taking any of these, you're not optimizing, you're just donating. And number 5 is the one that every influencer swears by. And it might just be the biggest ripoff of them all. Stick around because that one alone might save you hundreds. The No Fate channel, checking in. Jonathan here, and we're starting off with number 1, something that should be obvious, should be something you know already, but so many people seem to be getting pulled in by this based on all of the marketing, and that is supplement gummies. Unfortunately, these things do not work. Oftentimes, they're being sold as a quick, easy, and tasty way to get your supplements in, also known as supplements for adults who don't want to grow up. It's a growing trend. Marketing's there. People are buying them left and right because they think it's convenient and they taste good. And the truth is, when you look at the research, these are extremely inaccurate. You do not get a very good portrayal of the actual supplement that's supposed to be in here. So you think you're getting 5 grams of creatine or maybe something else, and you're basically not. On top of that, you're ingesting a whole lot of other stuff, whether that's coloring or sugars and carbohydrates you don't necessarily need. And last but not least, these little gelatin things stick in your teeth and can cause cavities. Just stop being a toddler. Stop overpaying for a product that's delivering you absolutely nothing, and take your supplements in a pill form like everyone else. Number 2, protein powders. Now, at face value, protein powders are absolutely not a scam. But the way they're being marketed to you and the way that many of you are utilizing them is rather suspect.
You're suspect.
Now, the best form of protein, whether you're just some armchair quarterback or you're an actual athlete or bodybuilder, is whole food. If you want the best protein, you should be consuming as much of it in your normal diet or even all of it as humanly possible. Quite frankly, if you can't hit 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight daily without some huge mega tub of protein, that's a grocery problem, not a supplement problem. I fully admit that protein powders are highly convenient. So if you have a super active lifestyle or a difficult work job where you're on the go and can't take in whole food consistently, then you may want to move towards protein powders. Whey protein is highly bioavailable, meaning your body is going to absorb it very well, and it has a full spectrum of amino acids. But you really don't want to be going to that well too many times. If you're taking in more than 1 protein shake a day, you probably need to reevaluate what you're doing with your nutrition. Number 3 should absolutely be illegal. But more and more and more companies are utilizing this shady tactic to absolutely steal your money. And that is, up front, they will either give you a free trial or they'll give you an initial mega discount. And before you know it, you are locked into a very expensive subscription. One of the biggest and worst examples of this is Joe Rogan's Alpha Brain. They would send you a free bottle, but the devil was in the details. Unfortunately, that bottle, which looked like a full serving bottle, only had like 5 days worth. And on top of that, you were immediately choke slammed into a very difficult and expensive subscription.
Awakening coming up!
And oh, by the way, trying to cancel that subscription was like pulling teeth. These companies aren't selling you supplements, they're selling you forgetfulness in the form of a subscription. It's easy for me to pick on Joe Rogan's Alpha Brain because he is the big dog in the podcast industry, but it is happening across all of these supplement companies. You go to their websites and you will see that you get a massive discount, an extra discount for just hitting that subscribe button. So why wouldn't you want that extra discount? And you think in your head you're going to go ahead and cancel that subscription before the next go. But companies know, they literally know based on research across tons and tons of different sample sizes that you will ultimately forget to cancel. They certainly make it difficult to cancel. And what's even worse, when you go to get that subscription, it automatically pulls from your credit card and it pulls it at a higher price than you initially paid. So you're going to be spending months and months and months paying for these these subscriptions that you just happen to forget that you even had. If you're finding today's video fun and informative, then use the links in the description. They support the channel, but remember, it's not a one-way street. When you use those links, you let the bad guy know so that I can send you a small token of my appreciation.
I was in the pool!
When it comes to creatine, there are a few sly tricks of the hand that companies utilize to try to sell you something you just don't need. Number one is that they will put flavoring with your creatine. Whether it is just a mixed drink that they sell that tastes delicious, they give it some funky name, and boom, you're paying for flavoring, and you're paying a lot more for flavoring than you need. They'll also throw it in gummies that we already talked about, and again, giving you more ways to get your creatine in that are more convenient and taste better. The truth is, when you go that route, you're simply paying for the flavoring. You're actually getting less product for more money. And creatine as itself doesn't taste like anything. It has no taste whatsoever. So you can literally get an unflavored version, maximize your savings, and simply put a scoop in your mouth and rinse it down with water. You could also mix this in any of your drinks or even some of your foods and not even notice that it's there. The other reoccurring scheme is that there's always this new version of creatine, some new creatine molecule that's going to be faster to absorb, easier to absorb, less bloating, and all these other ridiculous claims. The truth is, from all the research that's out there, creatine monohydrate is the name of the game. It is the way to go. It is tried and true, and it is, of course, the cheapest. So your best bet is to go out, find an unflavored creatine monohydrate powder that is from a company that you respect, preferably one that has third-party testing and is made in a certified GMP facility, and get your creatine in that way without breaking the bank. Number 5 is the green elephant in the room. AG1. And before I tell you the scam, let's talk about what they claim this is. It is a greens formula that is going to give you your daily source of greens and nutrition from all these different superfoods in a very delicious tasting concoction that you can travel with, that is great for you, that it's not only healthy, it'll prevent you from getting colds and all this other wonderful, wild claims. Why is every influencer pushing this product from podcasts to celebrities? You can't go anywhere without seeing the ad. And thanks to Big Brother, after watching today's video, you're probably going to get even more AG1 ads. And the truth is, you need to follow the commission. One of the reasons that so many influencers across tons of different industries, whether it's fitness, health, or even just random B celebrities are pushing this is because of the massive commission. Every time you buy a bottle of AG1 and use their links, they're not getting 5%, they're not getting 10%, they're getting 30%. 30% commission on everything that they sell you, which is why they tell you how great it is, how it has solved all of their problems with their diet, with their health, how they don't get sick anymore. They'll even go as far to tell you that it tastes delicious. They're going to tell you it tastes fantastic, that they just love the taste of it. Once it hits their lips, it's like chef's kiss. Listen. AG1 doesn't even taste as good as a bunch of grass clippings. It tastes horrible. And if you watch those videos closely, they've got to really lie very well in order to tell you that it tastes good. It does not taste good. It does not taste good at all, and it even has a bad aftertaste on top of the initial bad taste. Now, I will put the ingredients list up here, and it's got all these great superfoods in there, and I firmly admit that what the ingredients they claim are in the powder is actually in the powder. But it is wildly expensive for minimal ingredients and maximum marketing. All of their money goes towards marketing, which is why their product is so expensive. And when you take a closer look of the actual weight of the ingredients that they're selling you, you quickly realize that they're not actually giving you very many greens. You're better off just taking a bite out of a head of broccoli, or even just getting a few pieces of spinach and throwing those back on a daily basis. You'd get more actual greens than you will from AG1. Now, I don't think AG1 is like a bad product. I just don't think that it's absolutely worth anything close to what they're selling you. I'm not saying that AG1 is bad for you, but it's priced like a luxury vehicle and it's built like a Walgreens multivitamin. Supplements should be supporting your training and your lifestyle. They should not replace common sense. Less is more. If you want to see the top 5 supplements that I take on a regular basis, then check out these 2 videos. As usual, thanks for watching. Use the affiliate links in the description. They do support the channel. And as usual, don't save anything for the trip back.